Justin's going to lead to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor.
Before we start the meeting, I would like to thank all the vets that are listening to us at home or maybe here in the audience. Your day is tomorrow, and I hope you enjoy the day. And for Joey, not Joey, Joey, special shout out to Marine Corps, 250 years. Today is their birthday. And everybody knows Joey Catalore. He's our favorite Marine. My brother was a Marine. No, it never was a Marine. Even though he's passed away, he is a Marine. Public comment on my agenda. Anybody, anything? Mayor? By the way, we have the mayor and his two board members.
It's not on the agenda item, sir. I just...
Come on.
Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
He raised his hand.
I did raise my hand. All right. First, I want to start off by saying congratulations to Supervisor Livesey, Council Member Sullivan, and Council Member-elect Leahy. Congratulations on your win. I was told that I should call, but I figured I'd come and see you in person and do it.
And I appreciate that.
That's number one. Number two, Veterans Day ceremony tomorrow at the Highland Falls Fire Department at 9 a.m. for all those who want to attend. And the third thing is, and I appreciate you for letting me talk tonight, we signed the contracts for Ward paving today, and so I just want to get a shout out tonight, start the notification for Mearns Avenue, which will be the southern half of Mearns. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, southern half of Mearns, which was affected by the FEMA, which is affected by the flood, which is FEMA's funds. We'll start the 19th and the 20th, weather permitting. So they're going to mill on the 19th, pave on the 20th, or if there's rain or something, it'll just get moved 20th, 21st. We're going to send out e-alerts. We're going to do Facebook. We're going to do knock on the doors of those folks there, but I just wanted to start tonight and for those folks that are watching.
19th and 20th?
19th and 20th.
So there won't be any traffic on that road or no?
I actually called your highway superintendent tonight just to let him know, so he's going to open up the gate just to make sure for DPW or, Ward paving personnel.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But no, we'll deal with no parking on that road for at least, for the milling and then obviously the paving. But Ward says it's going to be a 2-day process. It should go pretty smooth, hopefully. Yeah. And the goal is to get the road paved and then start carving turkey. So hopefully it goes in that order.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, sir.
Should talk about the Little League field. It looks great.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Little League field is completed, and there's even 2 fake coyotes in there to keep the geese away from that. So hopefully, please don't take them, young children, if you... Thank you.
There was like 50 geese in there.
I know.
And we were looking at it, it's like, you have the Rumba, right? The thing that... Did they make something that will just drive around the field and chase geese?
I have no comment on what I would like to do with the geese population in this community. So,
German Shepherd.
no, I want something more vicious than that to deal with those. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Do you have anything for me, Mr. Supervisor?
No, sir. Thank you. Okay, being no more public comment, we'll have some public comment at the end of the meeting, of course. I have the minutes from October the 20th. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes
I'll make that motion.
as copy? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I have the minutes from October the 27th. Do I have a motion to accept the
I'll
minutes?
make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carry. Communications, I don't have anything in particular. Does anybody on the board have communications? Anything special? No? Okay. Okay, I transferred $86,993 from consolidated account to the paying account. We paid $33,250 to Sun Up Corporation, TAM Enterprise for service to the Old Oak and the Old Oak Pump Station and 9W Pump Station, $32,482. The State Comptroller for court fines, $3,666. For diesel fuel, we paid $2,799. And for shirts and socks for recreation, that's for the, I guess, the soccer, but doesn't matter, $2,354. And by the way, that amount is paid by us, but it's also paid by the parents of the kids that are in the program. Then I transferred $214,754 from Consolidate to the paying account. The water bill we paid, what'd you say today?
Yes.
$172,649. I guess that number just kind of went over my head. For legal services, we paid $9,891. O&R for electricity for October, $8,398. And the town of New Windsor, for IT services, $7,328. And Beacon Recycling for single stream recycling, $3,574. Okay, we also had budget transfers. There's only 6 or 8 of them. I'll read them then. Recreation personal services to recreation supplies, $1,500 to cover soccer uniforms and end of the year medals. From police training to police equipment, $2,800 to cover weapons purchase. From police uniforms to police equipment, $3,000 to cover weapons purchase. And from police vehicle maintenance to police equipment, guess what? Weapons purchases. Building department consulting to building CEO personal services, $2,531. Part-time CEO was not budgeted. Road Park Pool Services to Recreation Pool Services, $400. That was for the increase in purchases of chlorine. Road Park Pool Personal Services to Summer Rec Supplies, $400 for additional supplies. Any questions from the board on those?
No.
No?
Just
Okay.
one observation.
Yes, sir.
The building, when you said that the part-time person wasn't budgeted, that was budgeted as a non-reimbursed consultant. We knew that, so when we didn't have one, we used that to pay for the code enforcement officer. Just wanted to make that point.
Yes. Okay, liaison reports.
You gotta have a motion
Excuse me?
on the budget transfers.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll ask for a motion to approve the budget transfers.
Motion. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Thank you. Board liaison reports. We'll start with Nancy.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Not a whole lot of official stuff to report. There haven't been any new meetings since I last gave reports, so just a little out and about type of stuff. couple of Thanksgiving dinners coming up. One is, there's a senior luncheon at the Grace Baptist Church. That's on Wednesday, November 19th, so a week from Wednesday. There's one at noon. They ask that you RSVP to them if you're interested in attending. The number's 446-4086. Wednesday, November 26th, at the Church of the Holy Innocents and the Center are sponsoring takeout meals between 3 and 5 p.m. So the day before, the next day is Thanksgiving, right? The 27th. So on the day before, you can pick up meals to take out. You can RSVP to the center at Highland Falls at AOL.com. Stop by there at the center, contact Holy Innocents. I likely think it's coming up on Channel 23, and there's probably even more specific RSVP information there. This Friday, bingo for prizes at the American Legion, $20, and if you can, try and beat my sister, that would be even more fun, because she's a little cutthroat when it comes to that kind of stuff. But it's a fun night. It's a good time down there. So it begins at 5:30 p.m., $20 admission this Friday down at the center. On Thursday at the center, we're celebrating National Day of Kindness, National Kindness Day. So there are a number of things that are happening at the center on Thursday. Starting at 1, there's Paula Blumenau. She's a community outreach coordinator for the Jewish Family Service of Orange County. From 3 to 4, Olga will be there talking about Together We Decide, Highlands, Together We Decide. From 4 to 5, the American Legion Post welcomes veterans with refreshments and information there. And then from 5 to 6, Youth Recreation Committee meeting. Also on that day, so they're collecting, they've also been collecting some outerwear, and they have asked specifically if people are in need to contact the center with sizes and that. And so they're trying to be very specific as possible with that. And the intention is to give that out on National Kindness Day as well. I'm not sure what the time frame is, but you can always reach out to the center for anything like that. I think, so this Wednesday, food pantry at Holy Innocents is from 4 to 5:30. Jen, since you're here, would you mind just laying out the next week or two for the...
I was actually going to mention that.
Awesome, thank you.
I do hear that the shutdown is going to be ended tomorrow, or there's talk about it, which is awesome. But Thursday...
Still take a couple of weeks for people to catch up with that.
Yeah, the catch-up part. It's Thursday? Thursday, 3 to 5 at the Senior Center. We'll be doing again for the furloughed and federally employed a huge food pantry, which has been going very well. And we'll also be doing one again on West Point for Thanksgiving. We have about 50 turkeys donated so far, just to. And the important part about that is that there's just been so many, single moms coming out that are just employed, administrative personnel that have just been coming out. We've just been like, thank you so much for this. It's an extra layer of protection for food insecurity. There has been a little bit of issue with, between the pantries and stuff like that. We have established food pantries. They're wonderful. This is just that extra layer to say, you know what, we're here. And we want to kind of eradicate it throughout our community and other communities too. And I think we've done a very good job in getting ourselves out, even nationally. You take the process that, it's the food issue. But we've gotten our community out nationally to say, we're here as a small community, we matter, we do great things, we're here, we need funding. So I think all in all, this initiative has been really, really successful. We will continue to do it again because there will be a lot of catching up to do. So I'm very proud of it and I'm excited for it. It's the 13th, November 13th, 3 to 5.
So that's Thursday.
The 13th, 3 to 5, and then September 20th is more the Thanksgiving. That's it.
Thanksgiving meals.
November 20th.
Did I say September? Oh, no.
You said September.
No.
I'm sorry.
The other September, which is in
I'm always
November.
at my birthday where where I turned 60, and I don't want to admit. So it's November 13th, Highland Falls 3 to 5 at the Senior Center, and then November 20th at the AOG Herbert Hall 3 to 5, and that's in 698 Mills Road in West Point.
The old Smith rink.
Yes. Thank you for asking. I was going to mention that, so that cuts one thing off mine.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
And I think, except today is Councilman DeWitt's birthday, so I would like to...
happy
so
birthday,
with all this
sir.
wishes.
As part of my liaison report, you took my thunder.
Sorry, you can mention it again. It's worth mentioning twice.
That's it?
I am done.
Okay, the birthday boy is next.
Birthday boys up. All right, would you like me to get up and sing? No. Just leave. Not much to report on. Just a few things we've been working on. Ed McElroy has produced a nice new Highlands Union Cemetery sign for us. We're finally getting in the procedure to getting that thing put up down at the Highlands Union Cemetery. Discussing order placement and things are still ongoing, but hopefully by the end of the year, that thing will be finally in place. There used to be a sign down there years ago. It's a mystery what happened to it. It didn't blow away, but something happened years before any of us have been here. So that we look forward to that. I met with Olga today. As you all know, Olga's name comes up at least 3 times in a meeting. Again, as our resident money finder, we had to work out a few kinks in the grant for updating town halls, LED lighting, and the HVAC system. But looks like we're going to be getting ahead with that, and June's going to be helping. We have to put out a thing in public. Say it again, because I can never get it right. Public referendum, or Kelly?
Competitive bid.
Competitive bid. Thank you. I wasn't even close. 61. But things are hopefully, again, we're going to have the ball rolling and try to tie that up before I hit the road. And the last thing, a couple weeks ago, we had a nice meeting. I think it probably was talked about before. AOG had an infrastructure meeting at the Park Restaurant. Just for the record, the picture in the paper, I was not sleeping. I was thinking.
And my
Deeply.
head's not that big.
That's right. If I was sleeping, I would have put it on Jen's shoulder or Mr. Scoofus's shoulder, who are flanking either side of me. But that was, again, AOG is really good about bringing together, keeping up what's going on. It was an interesting meeting. I think we talked about it already. That's right, because the Navy guy was there and all that. But the picture paper, MJ did not take the picture. As the caption usually says, photo provided. Okay, that's it. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm done.
Councilman King?
Oh, good evening, everyone, and good evening, everyone at home. And since you're old enough to hear it 3 times, happy birthday to the Councilman DeWitt. And I only got a couple of things, actually. One, I wanted to say that, and I'm sure a lot of this is already happening with our seniors, whether it's the churches, whether it's the senior center, whether it's the center, whether it's the American Legion or the American Legion Auxiliary. Listen, we can't do it enough. Wellness checks on particularly those who are most vulnerable in the community. I'm aware of at least 4 falls by seniors in the last few months or so. And then, as we know, as you get up there to a certain point, falls could become fatal, even if they don't happen at that moment. Is very, very detrimental to the health of our seniors. So in one instance, a person had fell and had stayed there over at least a night, maybe 2, until someone found him. Another instance, someone had to break into the home to find the person and render aid. So I'm just saying to our agencies, our civic organizations, our clergy, our volunteers, anybody who's looking to volunteer, we can't do enough of checking on our people, particularly in this time of year as it starts to shift and get darker and things of that nature. So wellness checks, wellness checks, wellness checks. Secondly and lastly, as we transition, we've made it through our most hottest time of year, and we had a few hot times of year where we had to use our cooling stations, and then we made it through our wet time of year for the most part, and now here we are embarking upon our coldest time of year. And today was very cold for me in my bones. But that said, we should prepare ourselves should the weather change to be extremely detrimental, i.e. blizzards. We're known to have a few of those in our history. And then what happens when we have those and the lights go out, or if the roads are impassable and all these different things. Let's start to think about those things now. And let's start to prepare ourselves. And God forbid that they should be needed, but it's better to be prepared and not needed than needed and not prepared. Subject to any questions, that's all I have, Mr.
I have something for you, sir.
Talk to me.
This was a reminder from Kelly that I was supposed to bring up. We have $4,999
Yeah.
grant from the county.
Yes.
We need to use it, or at least put in a purchase order to encumber it before the end of the year.
Since my esteemed colleague stimulated my mind that Olga is in the room, I'm going to conversate with her afterwards just to see what kind of ideas she can help me with, and we'll move forward rapidly to be able to engage on that.
Okay.
So, thank you, Kelly, for the reminder.
Councilman Sullivan.
Thank you. All right, so I'll start off with my building report. The sanitation enforcement continues. There's been a notable reduction in MSW, about 15%, and there are a few spots where folks have been witnessed on camera bringing couches and such to locations where this activity is not permitted. I believe the Highland Falls Police have been notified and are pursuing it. As stated at the last meeting, the sidewalk bulk in Highland Falls has been significantly reduced and compliance is increasing. We canvassed the county list for CEOs, and I saw Diva sent an email out tonight. Out of 7 of them, there were 3 of them that I think are spoken for. I saw he sent 3 additional ones along with the one we have already, right? So we have 4. So Philip will be in training, even though tomorrow's a holiday for town hall, he'll be in training tomorrow and the day after. So when he returns, we'll get these people in here and go through them. And along with that, I wrote up a thing for Indeed to look for a person, a code enforcement officer under 20 hours a week. So we're going both routes because they're hard to find. I said that at the last meeting, and we are pursuing it full bore. The building report for the month of October, there were 15 permit applications received, 15 permits were issued, 24 certificates of compliance, 1 certificate of occupancy was issued, 65 building permit inspections, 5 fire safety inspections, 6 violation notices were issued, 8 violations were closed out, 8 municipal searches, 1 planning board application, and 4 FOIL requests. So they're busy, but they're keeping up. With the DPW, the next meeting I'll have a report on the accomplishments for this year. I just want to touch on a couple. So Drew Road drainage was a big project. That's done. Brooksfield has had some additional under drain, so it's much tighter and drier now. I think they have that place in pretty good shape. That was heavily affected by the storm, as everybody knows. The Cemetery Road has recently had some drainage improvements, and they paved it and backed up with item 4 on the edges, so that's done. And many of the street signs around town, I've gotten complaints that people have willow trees blocking the stop sign and whatnot. We took a little inventory of those things, and that has been and is being addressed, along with they are picking up leaves now. I believe they're picking up leaves until the first snow, so don't waste your time. Get your leaves out to the curb over the next few weeks. The truck, 1 truck we put out to bid for auction, declared a surplus. That truck, number 65, has been replaced. It's a small dump truck. I was looking at it the other day. It's in service, and so they are in pretty good fighting shape up there with the equipment. With sanitation, I want to get this right. It's November. There's quite a few holidays, including tomorrow. So there's been some changes, and I'll read them. On tomorrow, there's no trash or anything being picked up anywhere. Wednesday the 12th, trash collection for North and South Highland Falls. Normally it's north of Mountain Avenue on Monday, south of Mountain Avenue, on Tuesday, south of Mountain Avenue on Wednesday. Wednesday they're picking up everything in Highland Falls. Later in the month, the day before Thanksgiving, Wednesday, trash collection for South Highland Falls and Fort Montgomery. Thursday, there's nothing happening, and on Friday, November 29th, there'll be no recycling pickup in Fort Montgomery. Most important thing is to know is what's going on for tomorrow. There's nothing happening, all right? Water, there was a significant leak on Cherry Street, was repaired, so we're now back down to, last Monday, we used 62,000 gallons. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, we used 74,000 gallons, so we're back down to where we should be. In the monthly report to the Department of Health, the October average was 83,000 gallons per day. Our chlorine residuals at the test points are above the 30 milligrams per liter required. A few weeks ago, Peter Kelleher from the county sent us a letter commending our operation, but requiring some data. Dale and I are meeting later this week, not tomorrow, to finish up the report and send it out. Now, the water bills went out, and I'm going to read a note that was attached to them. While the town of Highlands currently has adequate water resources to meet the needs of our water customers, please be advised that the Village of Highland Falls has imposed a water restriction. I don't know if that's still in now, Jen, or not, due to the drought. We are asking that you conserve water as much as possible and do not use sprinkler systems. If excessive use of sprinkler systems continues, the town of Highlands will impose legislation restricting such use. So, not to ensue panic upon everybody, we had like 6 or 7 different customers using 2,500 to 3,000 gallons a day all year long for sprinklers. And I got to tell you, we have the Holiday Inn has an approval for another building, and some other places aren't built out yet. So not causing any panic, but we don't have unlimited resources. The village, I think, uses 600,000 gallons a day on average. That includes us with our 60 to 80,000 gallon. And I think their capacity, their safe yield is 700,000 gallons a day. That leaves 100,000 gallons. So there's no studies needing or anything like that. I'm just saying there's 100,000 gallons left to do all this stuff we want to do. We're going to be careful in Fort Montgomery, and there's a lot of people that have built expensive homes that don't want to not be able to water and sprinkle and whatnot. I'm looking at the big picture to try and make it enough for everybody to get through. So next spring, we may have to address that. On the sewer for the month of October, the DMR has not been submitted yet. I'll have the flow date at the next meeting. Oakwood Pump Station has a pump out of service. A replacement came in today, and we expect that to replace before the week's end. The plant is operating very well. Next year, the only building that we haven't addressed down there is the aerator building. We're going to put a roof on it. The ceiling inside has a few busted up panels. And starting next Monday and Tuesday, you'll see on 9W, and we'll have to schedule it with the sewer buses and whatnot, the EPA is requiring us to TV camera the remainder of our system. The part we're going to be doing the next Monday and Tuesday will be along 9W, the challenging spot. They're probably not going to be able to start until after 8:45 in the morning with the buses. Some of the manholes are right in front of the entrance to the school. So that's going to be a tricky spot. Would it be my first choice? No, but we are being mandated or else we're going to be fined by the EPA. So that has to be done, and they will be on that 2 days next week. I contacted the chief and Greg to try and help them with whatever they can do with traffic to keep cars under control. These sit-and chats. So we had our last one for the season last Wednesday. Our historian Ronnie Clark gave a great show and tell presentation. It started from the mid-1800s and went right up to Lady Cliff, which closed around 1981. I recorded it and put it on YouTube on the history site. I think it's had about 200 views so far, so very well attended. She puts on a great program. If you get a chance to take a look at it, I recommend it. And the Citizens of Arundel Advisory Committee, of course, Olga's busy with the resiliency grant and having everybody have their input on it. This Friday, we have a meeting. It's a WebEx meeting, and we're going to have a speaker. His name is Daniel DeFalco of All Aboard Hudson Valley to talk about restoring passenger service on the west side of the Hudson. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very good report. Chief, do you have anything for us?
The police department stats for the month of October, we handled 663 calls for service, 368 were directed patrols. We had 0 arrests, 3 cases. We conducted 85 traffic stops, wrote 38 tickets, and handled 10 motor vehicle accidents.
Thank you. Thank you. And Kelly, did you have anything? Justin, do you have anything?
No, sir.
That's what's on the agenda, right?
Just the agenda items today.
Okay. Okay, on the agenda, we have the Town of Highlands Water District 1 and 2 and the Town of Highlands Sewer District. We have had a public hearing at our last meeting concerning the point system. Now we have the resolution to adopt. It's a resolution to adopt the special district assessments, roles, and benefit formulas for the year 2026. This was for the Town of Highlands Water District 1, Town of Highlands Water District 2, and Town of Highlands Sewer Improvement Area for the fiscal year beginning January the 1st, 2026. It's been duly prepared and filed with the town clerk as required by law. Do I have a motion to move the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Sullivan?
Aye.
Councilmember King?
Aye.
Councilmember DeWitt?
Aye.
Councilmember Scorber?
Aye.
Supervisor Lizzy?
Aye. And we have a resolution approving the annual town budget for 2026. Town board had a public hearing on the preliminary budget, and the budget is approved by the board and filed with the town clerk for the fiscal year commencing January the 1st, 2026. So I have a motion to move the resolution to adopt the town budget for 2026.
Motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Sullivan?
Aye.
Councilmember King?
Aye.
Councilmember DeWitt? Aye. Councilmember Scorber?
Aye.
Supervisor Lizzy?
Aye. At our last meeting, we talked about an officer that wanted a leave of absence. However, since then, we've got notice from the chief that he's writing to, no, that's the wrong one. There's the right one. I regret to inform you that I am resigning from the department to pursue another employment opportunity. I am grateful to work at the Town of Highlands Police Department and humbled to serve the town's residents. It is tough for me to make this decision, but in the long run, I should take this job. I'm going to miss the town personnel, including the chief, fellow officers, and the good memories that I've made here in town. I would love to return to work in town if allowed. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve the community. Raymond Mang. Did I pronounce that right, Mang? I'll ask for a motion to accept the resignation.
Motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried, thank you. Okay, we haven't signed it yet, but I guess tomorrow we're going to do the bond anticipation note. or whenever, this week?
We sent the paperwork back this morning.
Okay.
Bond counsel, and next week, November 19th, we'll receive our new ban, our bond anticipation note, and November 20th, we'll pay back last year's bond anticipation.
Okay. Now, this is a $4 million bond as a result of the storm we had over 2 years ago. We are still, what did we say, Kelly? These bonds cost us about $200,000?
Yeah.
So, and that's not covered by FEMA?
No.
Okay. That was a joke, actually, but now, we are fully aware of work that has not been done since the storm. It's a number of factors have gone into it. One main factor is FEMA itself. Our engineer had some medical problems in between. His reports and surveys and et cetera haven't come to us as quick as we would have liked. But we have Mine Dock Road has to be paved. Mine Road has to be paved. The sewer plant has a fence that needs to be put up around it. There's a retention wall that has to be put up, which is mitigation for the sewer plant, so that if the storm comes down the hill again, it's going to hit the wall and go into the stream. That's got to be done. And fencing around the dog pound's got to be done. On Wyant Road, there's mitigation work that has to be done, which we needed easements from 11 or 12 people, I guess it was. So we're getting the easements back slowly, but that's holding up that project. So for anyone that wonders why the road outside our house hasn't been done in 2 years' time, we know it needs to be done. We're going to get it done, but these different factors have caused the delay. Rich, you got anything to say on the delay on the work getting done?
No, you pretty much nailed it. I mean, with not to get into too heavy into politics, I guess we're all into it by default, but, you know, with the changes in administration in Washington, changes in personnel with FEMA and all that, that set us back probably 4 or 5 months right there, so it's in progress.
We're expecting another change in personnel.
I'm not surprised.
And I almost forgot one more resolution we have. We have a resolution to introduce and schedule a public hearing to receive public comments concerning the enactment of a local law adding Article 6 entitled Taxation of Hotel Room Occupancy to Chapter 179 entitled Taxation in the Code of the Town of Highlands. This would be an occupancy tax that would be the entire town of Highlands, which includes the village, of course. And we hope to get this in place by the first of the year, correct?
Yeah, I see no reason why we won't have it in place for the first. One of the discussions the board should have is in coordination with the controller, whether to impose the tax effective January 1 or April 1 to put all the policies and procedures in place.
So this will be a benefit, obviously, to the taxpayer. So at more or less equal to what we're getting in sales tax, correct, or not correct, currently. So I'll ask for a motion to move the resolution.
Motion?
I'll second it.
I got a second. Is there any discussion by the board?
So you'll have a full draft of the law by a week from today. It'll be on your desk. The public hearings for 2 weeks from today, so you'll have plenty of time to go through that. It is rather comprehensive because there's quite a bit of administration to the law.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Sullivan.
Aye.
Councilmember King.
Aye.
Councilmember DeWitt.
Aye.
Councilmember Scorber.
Aye.
Supervisor Lipsy.
Aye. Public comment. Anybody, anything?
Hi there. Rich, Phil will be back this week, one day this week, or not this week at all? Philip?
Phil?
Yeah.
He'll be back, I think, Thursday.
Okay. So on the sewer, are there sump pumps available within the community, like for Pop's house? We've been paying on the sewer pump. The septic system is needing to get pumped out now. Years ago, we had requested one, but when Tony was the highway superintendent, and there were none available. But I would like to request one for 23 Scott Circle, so that, in the event our septic is gone, we can hook into the municipal line that's in our road.
Which house? Pop's house?
Yeah, Pop's house.
So
'Cause
it's down lower, right?
It's below the grade.
That was never tied in?
Never tied in. The pump was never given to us. We were told it wasn't available, and, the septic worked well, but now we've had to have it pumped out a couple of times, and it costs additional money that we shouldn't have to.
I think we got to have a discussion about that, Bob, because back in the beginning, way back in the beginning, in '87, some places had grinder pumps because they couldn't make it by gravity.
Right.
And if anybody here remembers Frank Wallace, he was a good old-fashioned Fort Montgomery firefighter. Where he lives at, it made the Times Herald record, he chose not to have a grinder pump. I think he was 15 feet deep chipping out rock for like 2 months to tie in by gravity. So there were some people that were given grinder pumps issued. I don't know if they were given or issued. I have to check into that to see how it was back then.
All right,
So,
thank you, I appreciate that. On the illustrious hotel tax, so the village has already voted on the 5%. I thought the town voted on it in 2009. You might want to look up.
Not that I know, but maybe.
So, I'm not, certainly this is the first time that the town itself has been authorized by the state to have a tax. The Orange County tax came into effect in 2009, so there may have been a motion of support or a
Right.
resolution of support, but
Yeah, we may have voted that we wanted to do it, and may have gone to the governor, and I think at that time, she turned down almost everybody.
correct.
So this time, she passed it, signed it, and
Just to keep in mind, and I failed to mention it at the village meeting when I was there, we don't have any county roads. That 5% tax goes to the county. It goes to the county coffers. It doesn't come directly to the town or to the village. So I'm not sure, having no county roads, we should really, that will benefit ultimately from collecting more tax from people who visit here.
So, right, I mean, it is complicated that there's a few different taxes at a few different municipal levels. The municipal tax, the county tax goes into the county coffers for their purposes, and as you've pointed out, no county roads. This tax will go into the general fund of the town of Highlands for all purposes related to the town. So there are 4 different purposes, yet it is an additional tax.
So the 5% will stay in the town of Highlands?
This 5% will stay in the town of Highlands, that's correct.
Interesting, okay. And then, Joe, you mentioned about the AOG meeting, and, for me, I just want to say I hope that we will look into some progress and not stifle everything coming down the pike. We need some progress, and we need some change, and we need some help. And it's being offered, and I'm just hopeful that we can not look the gift horse in the mouth. Thank you.
anyone else? Olga? Aileen?
just wrote my notes real quick.
I wanted to actually echo the congratulations to our newly to our newly elected and re-elected council members. It's exciting, and Councilman DeWitt, thank you for your service. And I was actually remiss in saying that, you know, when we got recognized nationally for the food drive, it was actually Councilman DeWitt that got us connected with the MSNBC that started that off, which is hugely important, and we thank you so much for that. And to Councilman King's point about the seniors, we actually have had in place for a few years, the Hello Dinner, and I'm sure some people have seen it online. It's where neighbors help neighbors, and we're all out there. If you have a neighbor, say hello, mow their lawn, do their leaves, this and that. But Heidi, our clerk, has actually been in touch with the Jewish Family Services Program of Orange County, with the executive director, and she would like to actually partner with Hello Dinner and with their program, that's the Friendly Visitors Volunteers that help seniors over age 55. So again, that would put a definite larger layer on people who really need to be checked in on. And it's important, even at the senior center, if you want to contact Community Connections Corp at communityconnectionscorp@gmail.com. If you have a senior that needs to be checked in on, or if you just want to volunteer. I'm using the Community Connections email right now until we put something like an app in place for that. So that's going to be super exciting. As for the geese, my son and I were walking around tonight. We didn't see any. We were very excited with the dogs. So I think maybe something's working, those coyotes or something like that. The other thing I'm here for is for Community Connections. Community Connections, as I always talk about, is a program for our kids that are out-districted from the school. They're sent out of district. They have special needs, and they're sent out of district for academics. And what Community Connections does, it builds programming for us in the community. There's a couple of young people. This actually was spearheaded by a couple of young people that said, we went out of district for school and we don't feel a part of our community because we've had no programming here. So that's where Community Connections stemmed from. We finally actually partnered with the school, solidified with the school, having a place at Fort Montgomery Saturday mornings 9 to 10. Where we have different programs, we have classes, and even kids that are in the district are invited to come if you have special sensory issues or something like that. We have different programs. It's just a nice, comfortable space, and the Fort space is really, really cool. If nobody's seen the new Fort Montgomery School, oh my God, it is gorgeous, and I invite everybody to come see that. And that's all I really had. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Before we leave, this is a little bit late in the game, and Justin can comment on it. So I sent an email out that maybe you all did or didn't get to see in regard to a driveway that has a pump station behind it, 34 Bridge Terrace in Fort Montgomery. So as per our procurement policy, we got 3 prices on it, and all of them were below $35,000. The lowest price was $22,500. This driveway has been in use for 35 years. 2 in the morning, there's trucks going down there, and TAM trucks when they have a problem at the pump station. So it's our obligation to do that. Time is running short, so I want to make sure we keep this clean, that the PDF is approved by the board. That's the route you think we should go. Yeah. And the email included that, but I'm summarizing it for you. It's a very good price, and I did a little bit of an estimate on it because our engineer wasn't involved. The price is right in tune with what we thought it would be, and I think we should act on it.
Okay, would you like to make the motion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to accept the lowest proposal for $22,500. I forget the name of the company, I can look it up, for 34 Bridge Terrace to be repaved.
I'll second.
Pingati.
Pingati? Okay,
yeah.
Pingati, all right? So that's my motion.
Okay, I have a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried. Thank you. Thank you for the work you've done on that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
I have one last thing.
Yes, sir.
I'd be remiss if I didn't publicly say thank you to Officer Ray Mang, who, as long as I've been here on the board, probably 9 years now, he's been long in the forces, so that means he's probably been a lot longer than that. But as he gets ready to go off to his new endeavor, we just want him to know that we really appreciate his service to his community. And as the liaison, I certainly have seen him fully engaged and very loyal. So thank him on my behalf, and certainly our doors is open to him whenever he wants to come back in the future.
I ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.